Good evening. We are coming to you from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a city in mourning. Earlier this week, police officer Matthew Ritter of the Milwaukee Police Department tragically lost his life in the line of duty. We stand with all of our brothers and sisters at the Milwaukee Police Department and send our deepest sympathies to the Rittner family, to the Irvine family, and to the Mahalski family. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we observe a moment of silence in their honor. Thank you.
It is time for the Major Arena Soccer League, live from UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. Good evening again, public address announcer Van McNeil alongside the voice of the Wave, Tom Wynn, and Milwaukee Wave Hall of Famer, Art Kramer. It certainly has been an emotional week here in our great city of Milwaukee and the state of Wisconsin. And while we do support our brothers and sisters in law enforcement in an effort to move forward, in an effort to bring some fun back to our great city, we have a great game on tap for you tonight. Now, Tom, this Milwaukee Wave team has been on a tear. They lead the South Central Division in the MASL. What are you expecting tonight?
Well, I think we're going to bring it for the fans here, Van. It's been a great first half of the season. And if we stay healthy, I like our chances to camp out in first place the rest of the season.
All right, the Milwaukee Wave Hall of Famer Art Kramer looking at the other side. The Tropics down and out, a lot of injuries, but we can't count them out.
I walked in the building with these guys tonight. I can tell you two things. They were really cold, but they're really, really tan. But no, these guys have a 4-9 record, but don't let that record fool you. These guys can play. They're quick, they're fast, and they're very, very skillful. They'll give the Wave everything we can handle tonight.
It's going to be a great game. We are live from UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. If you're watching at home, the hashtag is NBCSC. Are you guys ready? We'll be right back with Milwaukee Wave Soccer on NBC Sports Chicago. All right, boys, go.
We are just about ready to go here from Milwaukee Panther Arena in downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Tom went along with the Wave Hall of Famer, Art Kramer. I think, Art, we could have used the old Star Trek transformer there, the Energizer.
To get us back up here to the booth?
Up here.
That was fun. Had to laugh. We were standing down there and some woman came up and said, "Can you tell me how to get to section 238 to Tom?" Tom, you got a future, man.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, Art, for sure. Wave in the black uniforms, they go left to right as we look at the action here in the first period. Breaking out is Ian Bennett, along with Max Ferdinand and Chino. Here's Max trying to come down the middle, turns, tried to slide it across to Chino, but broken up. Nice defensive play that time.
That was Max Toulouse for Florida breaking up that play. You remember Max Toulouse in Kansas City is a premier forward. He's now playing in the back for Florida. Max, number 4.
LSO hustling back to get that possession for the Wave. With Ian Bennett, the Wave's leading scorer, 21 points, including 17 goals, which puts him among the top 5 in the league. Tropics. Without the services of the guy who's their leading scorer, that's Guillerme, who's got 20 points on the year. Victor Pereira is number 7, currently tops their chart at 15. LSO on a run down the left side, and he cranks one in above the goal. So it'll be a goalkeeper distribution for that man right there. Goalkeeper number 1, Hugo Silva. Silva, a Brazilian native, 6'2", 218-pounder.
See Silva wearing the captain's armband for the Tropics.
That's Antonio Manfoot with the white headband on and the flowing blonde hair before that. Checked off the play by Drew Ruggles as Isaac Pereira brings it back for the Wave. Now Ruggles in the corner. Tried to move it across. Ricardinho took a tumble, but they play on. Our officials tonight, Ryan Sigich, the referee-in-chief of the Major Arena Soccer League. And he's joined by longtime veteran official and former Wave star Tim Tima.
TT, man, back in town. We haven't seen Timmy in a long time.
Tim was rehabbing from an off-season injury and just working his way back into the rotation. But one of the finest officials, certainly in the course of his career, after a great career in which he was a stalwart defender for both the Wave and the Canton Invaders and the Cleveland Force.
Did you say he's working his way back from an injury? How do referees get hurt, by the way?
It can be kind
Blew
of
his whistle too loud? Now he's coming back?
Tropics come away with it. They are dressed in orange and going right to left as you look at the action. 2:45 gone by here in the first period. No score between Milwaukee and Florida. Wave comes in at 10-2 atop the MESL's South Central Division. 5-1 here at home, 5-1 on the road. The Tropics, meanwhile, at 4-9, 4-3 on their home turf at the RP Funding Center in Lakeland, Florida, but 0-6 on the road.
And look at where Florida's starting their line of confrontation. All the way back in their own defensive third of the field.
Chino, Angel Curiel, tees one up that's deflected up out of play. Wave will get a corner kick far side.
You mentioned I said line of confrontation, Tom. That's right out of the USSF coaching manual.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. LOC, line of confrontation. Alex Bradley will trigger it in for Milwaukee. Now Max Ferdinand out high. Max, one of the league's leading playmakers, 11 assists on the year. He's actually tied with the Waves' Marcio, or rather 15 assists, puts him third in the league. Marcio Liete, who is out of tonight's action again with a leg injury that also cost him last week's game. And Robert Renault are tied for 8th in the league with 11 assists each. Max with 15 to go along with 5 goals for 20 points. He's the Waves' second leading scorer. Ian Bennett, turning shot from outside, is up in the stands. And Max, as I mentioned, the league's leading playmaker from the last 2 seasons. Fans outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MASL is to tune in to Kick This. Every weekend, Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all the MASL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio. And again, we'd like to welcome everybody wherever you may be tuning in to tonight's game. Here in Milwaukee, state of Wisconsin, down in Lakeland, the state of Florida, the United States of America, the North American continent, the planet Earth, the International Space Station, or worlds beyond. Welcome one and all. Should be a good one here tonight between the Wave and the Tropics. Hans Dennison back in the lineup for the first time, I think, since the home opener for the Wave.
Hans has played in one game thus far, and he scored a goal in that game.
Now, Isaac Pereira trying to come all the way through. Play was eventually broken up by J.P. Reyes, and I believe they're going to get Chad Vandergriff on the contact after. Chad might have come in a little high, trying to, no. Now Van McNeil says now that that's going to be a Florida Tropics penalty.
Well, I think Van got this one wrong.
Yeah.
Because Vandergriff's the one walking to the box.
Looked like he came in a little bit high that time, battling with Reyes for the ball down in the far corner. And Van corrects himself. It is indeed a penalty against Vandergriff in the Wave. Check it out one more time on the Wisconsin Vision instant replay.
Yeah, and you can see what Tim Tima saw. Tima across the field made that call, but a good call at that as Vandergriff came in high with that right elbow.
Time of the penalty at 4:49 of the first. So Vandergriff goes for elbowing, and the Tropics on the power play. Tropics.
Yeah. Sorry, Tom.
I was going to say, Art, so far this year they've been pretty efficient, 9 for 16, 56%. And the Wave, as far as penalty killing, has stopped 6 of 14 for 43%.
I was going to say the tendency of Tim Tima, the referee, is to let the players play. He's a guy who doesn't call much. So when you see Tima pull a blue card out, there's probably something there. And as we saw in the replay, good call by Tim Tima.
Timmy, of course, was noted for being among the league leaders in penalty minutes back during his playing days, and primarily in late 80s, early 90s, or 90s, and then early 2000s. Shot was blocked there. Wave right now with Bennett, Ruggles, Santos, and Stuart Grable as the penalty killing unit. That's Victor Pereiras running the point for the Tropics. And they work it down to the corner. Shot taken by Matt Clare, and a good stop there by Josh Lemos.
Lemos coming off one of his best games of the season last weekend. 4-2 win over the Blast.
Josh, who spent some time on the injury list earlier this year, playing in just his 8th game of the 13 for the Milwaukee Wave so far this year. His record is still spotless, 7-0, with a 4.45 goals against average, which is 4th best in the league, and a .702 save percentage, which is 6th. 3rd year as the regular keeper, and the Tropics draw first blood. A bouncing shot just inside the near post, and Florida leads at 1-0.
Lemos was screened on that shot, Tom. He didn't see it till the last minute. Take another look. That was Victor Pereiras.
So Pereiras, leading scorer for the Tropics, gets one there. And for Victor, that is goal number 10 on the year. Also has 6 assists for 16 points.
Tough to tell whether Lemos was screened by Bennett or he thought that Braithwaite, number 6, was going to deflect that shot. Braithwaite with a good dummy there. Allowed that ball to trickle into the near post.
So the Tropics able to convert on the power play at 6:38 as Pereiras gets his 10th of the year. Ferdinand with a left foot shot that's blocked out high. Salou will turn and clear downfield. And Lemos there to get.
I asked Giuliano Oliviero what the keys to this game were, and he said, well, we got to see how they're going to play us. Are they going to come out and pressure us, or are they going to sit back? And so far, Tom, they've changed up their pressure. They've come out and pressured a little bit, and they've sat back at times here early on.
So Clay Roberts trying to mix things up as the Tropics take the lead here. As I mentioned, Florida at 4-9 so far this year, minus 24 on the goals for and against. They've scored 69, given up 93. That includes a minus 25 on the road where they're 0-6. Milwaukee, meanwhile, a plus 33 in the goal difference. Scored 91, given up 58. And in fact, the Wave have the second biggest scoring margin in the lead on the plus side. Only San Diego, which has scored 89, given up 42, has a bigger difference. As foul is called there, you see Alex Bradley trying to shake that one off a bit. Alex, the British native, in his second indoor season, first with the Wave. Broke into the league last year with the now defunct Cedar Rapids Rampage. Takeaway by the Tropics. Back they come. Toulouse trying to head on as the Wave gets back defensively, and I believe they're going to get Max for a handball. Just past the midway point of the first period here. Tropics lead 1-0 on the goal by Pereiras. His 10th of the year at 6:38. This is the third meeting of the year so far between the Wave and the Tropics. 3 of 5 that these two division rivals will meet up. Milwaukee winning both so far down in Lakeland. 7-2 back in December. And then last month, a 10-9 victory in which the Wave had built up a 9-5 advantage of that before the Tropics came storming back late. And Milwaukee had to hang on right to the end to win that one 10-9. Ferdinand trying to feed Ricardinho down the middle. A little touch comes through to Pereira. Now Vandergriff sends one square to Ricardinho, and his shot deflected up in the air. And Silva has it. Silva in his first year as the primary netminder for the Tropics, spent the last 2 years with the Harrisburg Heat. And he actually scored a goal against the Wave last time these teams met. Pereira trying to play one off the end boards. He was looking for Max on the far side. Tropics will come away with it. Florida coming off a heartbreaking loss in Kansas City last weekend, in which the Comets beat them 5-4 on a shootout goal by Leo Gibson with 3 seconds left to go in the game.
And in that game, Clay Roberts elected to drop back, as you're seeing them do tonight, and held a pretty high-scoring lineup in Kansas City, held them down.
Wave, of course, coming off that low-scoring contest against the Baltimore Blast this past Saturday, a 4-2 Milwaukee victory. And that one really seemed to have a postseason feel to it last week.
Well, anytime the Wave and the Blast meet up, I mean, with the history of the two teams, you're going to have that feel.
Speaking of Baltimore, their undefeated run at CQ Arena came to an end last night. They had never lost there in 18 previous regular and postseason matches, but Utica City rolling into Baltimore last night and beating them 9-1. Here's a run upfield by Arico, checked off the play, thought he was fouled, not going to get the call.
You said speaking of Baltimore, and if you go on Facebook on the MASL fan forum, there's a lot of speaking about Baltimore right now.
Yeah, that had to be a bit of a shocker for the Blast, especially they got their top 3 scorers back who did not play the previous week, and again in the friendly confines of the rather condensed CQ Arena pitch. The Blast had to be pretty confident going into that one, but boy, Utica City, give them credit. They're playing well. They're 10-4, and now they have defeated the Blast 3 out of the 4 times they played this year.
And I got to say, a lot of folks reveling in the misfortune for the Blast right now. But let's remind people, they're the 3-time defending champs. And when you get in the playoffs, it's 2 games and 1 game. So I'd probably quiet it down a little bit.
Yeah, I think a little too premature to talk about the possible demise of the Baltimore Blast, that's for sure.
No, you know, look at the NBA, look at Golden State, Tom, what a tough time they were going through in the start of the season, and now they've all got it all together. And so when some of those guys come back, Dantas and a few of the others, Danny Kelly will have that team ready to play when it counts. Mark my words.
No doubt. Wave will be in Baltimore to visit Blast on this upcoming 5-game road swing, which begins next weekend in Kansas City, and then on to Baltimore and Harrisburg after that. Off the end board, Bennett, turning shot, a goal! And High Plush has tied it up. It's 1-1. Great conversion there for Ian Bennett.
Yeah, nice quick turn by that man, Bennett. And Florida, 3 defenders back behind the ball, but all kind of standing around. You can't allow one of the league's leading scorer to pull away and turn and face goal. And the Florida defenders did just that, and Bennett converted nicely. Watch again, right here, 3 Florida defenders, and they allow Bennett to pull away and turn.
18th of the year for Ian as Chino picks up the assist. We're back to even here in Milwaukee on the virtue of that man right there. Wave Soccer on MASL.TV. Yes. Winter in Milwaukee in full swing. 3:13 to go here in the first period from Panther Arena in downtown Milwaukee. Salmon along with the Wave Hall of Famer Art Kramer tied at 1 now after the goal by Ian Bennett for the Wave. His 18th of the year from Chino, who got his 7th assist at 11:47. Wave in the black uniforms going left to right on the black pitch here at Panther Arena. Alex Bradley streaking upfield for the Wave. Alex coming in, lays it off. Ferdinand holding, and the shot blocked. Good job that time by Arriaga, the defender for Florida, as he did not go for any of Max's moves that time. Sporting a bright red haircut, but I'd have to put him number 2 on the list of Tropics hairstyles, as LSO takes a shot, save made by Silva. Nobody's going to top Antonio Manfoot for the Tropics right now.
Well, we were talking before the game whether Manfoot would have his hair tied back. That was just flowing out of control, and he put a headband on.
Takeaway by the Wave. Ferdinand tried to play it square to Grable, but broken up by the Tropics. Now Max comes back to get it. Moving up with a man on his left. Circling back on the left foot, shot just wide. Max gets it back. And now we'll play it back for Drew Ruggles. So a little magic from Max, just couldn't quite finish.
See the way Florida's playing defensively. It's important that the Wave get that third man into the attack and get numbers in the box.
Ricardinho playing one off the end board. And it's cleared downfield by Florida. 4th all-time meeting between the Wave and the Tropics. They did not meet in Florida's first season back in 16-17, and last year they just had a single match here in Milwaukee right near the end of the regular season. The Wave defeating the Tropics here 7-3 in the only previous meeting in Milwaukee. And as I mentioned, Milwaukee taking 2 games down in Lakeland to start the campaign. So 3-0 all time for the Wave against the Florida Tropics, who were 8-12 their first season and 10-12 in their second campaign.
Back when I was playing in the 80s, Tom, Tampa Bay Rowdies were playing. And anytime a Florida team comes in the league as a player, you're like, all right, a trip to Florida. Then the schedule comes out and you find out we're not playing them. What's up with that?
Andre Hayne. Andre trying to play one off the board in front as he was looking for Ricardino. Deflects up out of play. Wave will get a corner kick.
Guys aren't going to Florida, but you're going up to Canada a couple times. Thanks. Toronto's a nice city and all, but come on.
Much better. Toronto's much better to visit during outdoor season than indoor season. But yeah, California, Florida, Texas, those are all great stops for a winter indoor sports league.
And there's that aforementioned Antonio Manfoot with the block right there.
Antonio, one of the smallest guys in the league.
With some very big hair.
But the hair definitely adds some size. There's no question about it. He's listed at 5'3", 140, 150. But he definitely knows how to play the game. No doubt about that. Now Bennett racing out to midfield. He's out there with Max. Tripped down, and here comes a blue card for the Tropics. And as you can tell, not a very happy Jose Luis Berche.
Well, Bennett sold it very well. Right there you see the contact with the left leg of Berche to the right leg of Bennett.
Berche for tripping at 14-29. First power play for the Wave tonight. They are 8 of 19, 42%. And the Tropics, one of the better penalty killing units in the league. They've killed off 17 of 24, 71%. 31 seconds to go, first period. Wave looking to take its first lead. Gino Ricardino, LSO, along with Ian and Max for the Wave. Tulu, Arico, Arriaga, and Machado, who just made that nice block there. LSO following up a couple of times, but could not find the back of the neck. Ricardino will trace that one down, and that's going to do it for the first period.
2 head balls by LSO. He couldn't get on top of it.
So an exciting first period here. Each team netting a goal. So take a look at Josh Lemos sporting the Camp Wave jersey. Ian Bennett with the goal for Milwaukee. 1-1 as we head to the second period. Wave Soccer on MASL.TV.
My life's special moments, they've always had one thing in common. Eyewear from Wisconsin Vision. For over 40 years, Wisconsin Vision has been keeping my world in focus. When it comes to my eyes, there's no one I trust more. Now, it's time for the next generation to learn the Wisconsin Vision tradition.
Call to schedule a $49 eye exam and ask about $100 off a complete pair, frame and lenses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
The Ambassador, Milwaukee's landmark Art Deco hotel, is the official hotel of your Milwaukee Wave. Beautifully renovated and seamlessly appointed with every modern comfort. The Ambassador offers a bridge between the city's legendary past and its cosmopolitan present. A stay at the Ambassador is a stay at a warm, gracious home away from home, served by true ambassadors of hospitality. The Ambassador Hotel, the official hotel of your Milwaukee Wave.
Oh, hey, sorry I didn't see you there. Just getting ready for the 2019 Milwaukee Milkmen season. Do you not recognize me yet? Van the Milkman McNeil. And speaking of milkmen, special delivery. The 2019 Milwaukee Milkmen opening season schedule is here. Trust me, it is pro baseball that is utterly different. Family fun for everyone, from different theme nights, delicious food, tasty beverages, and more. Check out the schedule. Get your tickets now at MilwaukeeMilkmen.com.
What did I get from my father? His spirit. I got his warmth, his understanding. What did I learn? His passion for helping others was for me everything I was meant to be.
While every agent's story is different, the promise is still the same. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This was up 3-0 before Leo Gibson tallied for the Comets. Gibson, the league's second leading scorer with 35 points, 2 behind. Tacoma's player coach Nick Pereira has 37.
For the longest time, the Ambush couldn't beat the Comets, but they've had the Comets number a little bit lately. And this game tonight for St. Louis is a big one for them. They're 7-8. Kansas City comes in at 7-5. So a big game in the standings for the Ambush to try to get that number 2 spot, the final playoff spot.
Remember, the top 2 teams in each division will qualify for the Ron Newman Cup playoffs. Bennett with a shot, save, rebound spill, Bennett scores! What a touch, shove a back heel from LSO to set up Bennett for his second of the night, and Milwaukee leads it 2-1. Power play goal for the Wave. Bennett now with 19 on the season.
It was actually 2 touches by Luan Salas Oliveira. What a classy play by LSO. The shot was originally stopped, but then watch LSO pounce on that rebound, takes a touch and then another touch to set up Bennett.
Big time stuff by Luan Salas Oliveira to pick up the assist on the goal by his teammate Ian Bennett. I mentioned Ian with his second of the night, 19th of the year, and LSO getting the assist. And for Luan Salas Oliveira, his 5th assist of the year, go along with 8 goals, 13 points.
And very poor defending that time by Ariagi. Tried to dive and block the shot. Just stand up strong and try to block the shot. That rolling and falling, that's not very effective.
There's Josh Lemos wearing the Camp Wave jersey. Camp Wave, the theme for tonight. And the rest of the Wave wearing custom Camp Wave uniforms tonight. I'll tell you, it's a good thing they're camping out inside, because outside would be a bit brutal with the 10-degree weather conditions. Isaac Pereira coming in, center of the play, shot to goal! Oh, what a run down the middle by the big guy. Andre Hain, and Milwaukee leads it 3-1.
A big-time size mismatch on that play with Andre Hain against Antonio Manfoot. Not sure if this ball was redirected in by Hain or if it hit Manfoot, but that is just a total mismatch there, Tom. Andre Hain about, 6'5", Antonio Manfoot 5'5", and there you go. Saw the tail end of that play.
Take another look right here.
I believe it was Hain that redirected that in with the left foot. And look where little Antonio ended up. Almost 3 rows deep.
So Andre getting congratulated by his teammates over there. And the big guy from Brazil picks up another goal, his 3rd of the year. Also has 2 assists for 5 points on the year. Andre, the former star at Lindenwood University in St. Charles, Missouri.
You've mentioned it many times, Tom. Antonio Manfoot went to school with LeBron James, or the same school as LeBron James in Akron, Ohio.
St. Vincent, St. Mary.
Yep. Manfoot was in a size mismatch that time with Andre Hayne.
He might as well have been marking LeBron on that one. Oh, and now the Tropics able to convert. Great individual effort there. I believe that's Matt Clare. And the Tropics back within one at 3-2.
Take another look right here. A bit misplay there by Alex Bradley.
Oh, I said that's clear. That's actually Ricardo Diggs, number 9, not 99. And Diggs, their leading scorer.
Yeah. That's a
second leading scorer, I should say.
Quality player, Ricardo Diegues.
Former star from University of Texas, Brownsville. He scored 64 goals in 2 years playing for Brownsville, leading them to the NAIA finals. Man, you get a guy in college outdoors, scored 64 goals in 2 years, you know he can find the back of the net. And for Diegues, that is his 10th of the year, also has 3 assists for 13 points. So the Tropics back within a goal after the Wave had scored 3 in a row. Max trying to maneuver, is bumped off the play. He'll reset up near the line. Ricardo Diegues last year, the leading scorer for the Tropics. 28 goals, 16 assists, 44 points. He was 9th in the league scoring race last year. Shot in again. The rebound is spilled by Silva, but Milwaukee unable to follow it in that time. So Yuka Silva having a tough time corralling those low shots. Shot by Ruggles, turned away. Follow-up is put it in the net by Hayne, but that was after a foul was called against the Wave.
Yeah, that's the 3rd time that Silva has allowed a rebound right in front of him. If you're going to stop a shot, you'd like to parry it into the corner so the rebound doesn't come right out in front.
Yeah, that's really not a good format for effective goalkeeping.
In the MASL or the NHL.
No, that's for sure. I'll tell you one guy, though, who has been spilling too many rebounds lately, Jake Allen for the St. Louis Blues. Don't look now, Art, but the Blues have won 5 in a row. Get back in that Western Conference playoff race.
Well, it started when they themselves made a goaltender change.
Vandegrift trying to come out of the back. Now he'll pursue the goalkeeper, Sluva. But the Tropics able to bring it up as Claire will touch it off. Back for Toulouse. So that goal by Florida, no doubt giving the Tropics a little bit of momentum here.
I said it in our opening, Tom. 4-9 record, but this team will give you all that you can handle. A lot of skillful players, guys that have played in this league before.
Now they'll spin it out in the back line as Silva will take the pass. Hugo Silva, who scored a goal against the Wave in the last meeting down Lakeland, and he's actually scored at least 1 goal every season in the last 3.
Speaking of goalkeepers scoring goals, how about Andrew Coughlin last night? 2 goals against the Baltimore Blast.
Yeah, and we were talking off the air. I can't recall ever a goalkeeper having a multiple goal performance in a single game before indoor soccer. I'm sure it's probably happened at some point, but let's put it this way, in this century anyway, I would doubt that it's happened. Coughlin played a great game stopping shots last night and distributing, and to top it off with a couple of goals. That's got to be among the most impressive individual performances you're going to see in the MASL. He comes up with another great performance tomorrow against Mississauga in that Sunday afternoon game in Utica. I would say he will be well on his way to being MASL Player of the Week. Good step up there by Dennison to break up that pass for Manfoot. Still 3-1 in St. Louis. 11 minutes left to go in the second quarter there. That's the only other game tonight in the Major Arena Soccer League. We've got several more on tap for tomorrow. This is the only game that either the Wave or the Tropics will be playing this weekend. As I said, Milwaukee getting ready to head out on a 5-game road swing after tonight's game. Max, little step over on the ball, but good defense that time. As Pereira's with a good job to break that up. Now touchback from Diegas. Bennett trying to lay it off for Max. But again, Tropics able to intercede. And now Chino has it for Milwaukee. Pace seems like it's picked up here a little bit in the second period. But again, Tropics making sure they get everybody behind the ball defensively. Now Chino trying to work out high. We'll touch it back for Bradley. Alex had the hat trick 2 games ago in the Waves victory here against Mississauga. They needed every one of those in a 7-5 victory. Chino with a left-footed blast. That's high. Pereira keeps alive. Now Bradley in low, serving off the end board. And the follow-up is blocked in the middle. Bradley still trying to get it. He got tripped down in the box, but I don't believe it'll be a PK. And it looks like Beershey might be the guilty party.
Yeah. And this is in an area just at the corner of the box where Giuliano Oliviero may want to think about taking a timeout here to draw up a play. And actually with this injury, he may be able to draw something up here during this injury timeout.
You saw Machado involved in some of the contact there as they check him out on the turf. Just the 6th appearance of the year for Fernando Machado. Has not scored any points this year. Does have a block shot to his credit. He's already been pretty active in this game, it seems like. And he's going to have to be helped off.
So they're going to put this free kick at the top of the arc.
Haven't had too many restarts for either side in the attacking zone. This is the first from the top of the arc that I can recall in tonight's contest.
And that injury allowed the Wave to make their full changes.
Yeah, normally you cannot change on a foul, but in that situation, they are able to. So, no timeout needed for Coach Oliviero.
We'll see what Jules wants to do. He still may consider taking one here. 8:25 left in the second quarter. Good opportunity here for the Wave, top of the arc.
Again, Leite is still out. A lot of times he would be the trigger man, but Max will do the honors here. Lays it off. Bennett shot the goal! He's got the hat trick already, and Milwaukee leads it 4-2. Well, there wasn't much room in that short side, but somehow he snuck it through. And Ian Bennett puts away back on top by 2 with his 20th of the year at 6:36.
Poor defending that time by Florida. You saw number 8, Ruiz, come out and not make a very good attempt to block. And Hugo Silva just standing with his feet in cement that time, because actually Ferdinand played it a little further in front of Bennett than he would have liked.
Max picking up his 16th assist of the year. Restart goal for the Wave. So Ian with 3, Andre Hain with the other goal for Milwaukee. Pereiras and Diegas have the goals for the Tropics.
That's got to be disheartening for Clay Roberts, the Florida coach. Played a pretty good first half thus far, and just to give up a very soft restart goal like that. That's, a lot of these teams, the inexperienced teams, find out pretty quickly that their execution on restarts and special teams, it's a big deal in this league.
Well, like we talked about, Tropics have had pretty good special teams play. Don't have a breakdown of what their restarts have been, offensively or defensively, but yeah, that was a big one to give up right there. They had recaptured a bit of momentum with the previous goal before that. Boy, how about Ian Bennett off and flying tonight with the hat trick already. And Ian Bennett continues to climb up the Wave career scoring chart. Ian now in 202 regular season games has 285 goals to go along with 79 assists. He's bidding to become just the 4th person ever to score 300 goals as a member of the Wave.
And when you're playing against a guy like Ian Bennett, defensively, your mindset's got to be.
Whoa, Andre Hayne broke that one up. Now Andre circling, Andre fires again, and Silva had to make a pretty good save. Tropics able to get it back though. Dennison able to get his noggin on that one, but Arico will reload for the Tropics. Anthony Arico broke into this league with the Milwaukee Wave, Crystal Lake, Illinois native who played his college ball at Eckerd College down in Florida.
Getting back to my point on Bennett, saying defensively, your mindset's got to be, let's not allow this guy to get off early. Let's see how long we can go to hold him to no goals. Guy comes out, he's got 3 goals, and we're not even through 25 minutes of play here. I mean, you're just looking at a disastrous night facing Ian Bennett.
Isaac Pereira taken down by LeBron James's friend, Antonio Manfoot. Wonder what Antonio thought about that proposed trade the Lakers had going to try to get Anthony Davis. That was turned down by New Orleans.
You know, Antonio Manfoot, when he came to Florida, Tom, his hair was jet black. But after 3 months in the Florida sun, that's what you got.
So Milwaukee with a 2-goal advantage as Ian Bennett has the hat trick already. Coming back with more on Wave Soccer, MASL.TV.
Milwaukee Milkmen. Hi, you guys are still playing baseball this summer, right?
Yup, construction continues as we speak, and our home opener is May 24th against Chicago.
Okay, good. I was wondering about tickets for me and my squad.
Well, single game tickets aren't on sale just yet, but we do have plenty of options for different budgets, like full season, half season, and 9 game packs.
Ooh, 9 game packs. Tell me more.
Okay, well, first of all, you'll be sitting in the same seat for every game. You get a discount on Milkman merchandise. And say you can't make it to a game for whatever reason. We make it super simple with our flexible ticket exchange policy.
Whoop, whoop. Sounds like I'm saving some money, too. Yeah.
This is all very exciting.
I'm going to spread the news. Spread it wide. I'm joining the Milwaukee Milkmen movement, people. Oh, wait, sorry. You guys are already work here. You're already a part of it.
Join the movement today at MilwaukeeMilkmen.com. Every full season, half season, and 9 game ticket package receives a limited edition Milwaukee Milkmen jersey.
The Bronze Fonz says thumbs up Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Bronze Fonz is standing out there today with his thumbs up.
Drew Ruggles
is going to at least zip that jacket up.
Yeah, he's a little more appropriately dressed for the summer. He gets a lot more photo ops during the summer too, I noticed. Ruggles just missing on that restart attempt for Milwaukee. Wave trying to keep the pressure on the Tropics here, leading 4-2. Game was tied at 1 after 1. And then Milwaukee outscoring the Tropics 3-1 thus far here in the second period. Foul going to be called against the Tropics as Andre Braithwaite got the call. Andre started the year with Utica FC before coming down here in a deal in which the Tropics traded Freddie Mugin up to Utica City. And it seems like it's worked out pretty well for both sides so far. Little collision over there by referee Tim Tima, but they play on. Shot a goal! Isaac Pereira hammers one in. And it's now 5-2.
That ball looked like it deflected off Burche in front of Silva. Not sure if that was the reason it got by him, but not a good defensive start here by the Florida Tropics in Milwaukee. One more look at it here, Tom. See the shot by Pereira, and there's just a little deflection, but Silva's slow in getting down to the far post.
9:47 the time of the goal. As Isaac Pereira, who has really been a revelation for the Wave this year, second-year player out of Mexico, and Isaac able to bag another goal for the Wave with the assist from Ricardinho.
Pereira's 10th goal in 11 games thus far.
Yeah, he has been significantly productive this year. Really came on toward the end of last year. We could see some pretty good signs of Isaac, and he has kept the momentum going this season.
That shot took a little deflection off the defender Burche in front of Silva, but if anything, that should have helped Silva make a save there.
Near chance there for the Tropics. The assist, as I mentioned, went to Ricardinho as Pereira's shot turned away. Follow up by Arico out near midfield. That one is high. So the Tropics starting to get a few chances here. Santos steps up to make the block on Matt Clare. Santos, the Wave leading shot blocker coming into this. Number 8 in the league. And in case you're wondering, the leading shot blocker is Duarte from St. Louis. He's got 24 on the year. Still 3-1 in St. Louis. 3 minutes left to go first half. That's the ambush on top of the Comets. The ambush have already defeated Kansas City 2 out of 3 so far this year. So that indeed would be a significant victory for the ambush if they can hang on to beat the Comets there. Comets relatively hot coming in tonight's game. They had won 3 in a row to go to 7-5. And as Art mentioned, the ambush at 7-8 coming off a heartbreaking loss at home to the Orlando Seawolves last week, in which Thiago capped off a 4-goal performance with a game winner with 52 seconds left to go. Max Talou trying to come down the near board, was cut off by a couple of defenders.
Now the Wave pulling a page out of Florida's book and dropping back with their own.
Andre Hain able to break up the pass, down Chino with it. Chino will lay it back off the boards for Santos, and now to Drew Ruggles. Up on the wing for Max. Milwaukee changes up, Dennison comes off, and here comes Ian Bennett on. Ian, the veteran out of Hamilton, Ontario, and Francis Marion University down in Indianapolis. Boy, what hasn't this guy done for the Wave the last several seasons? Eye plush. Ruggles. Pass or shot blocked by a sliding Antonio Manfoot. Bax will chip one across. Just off the mark. Bennett trying to track it down, but the Tropics dig it out. Pass up ahead for Braithwaite. And Santos will come over. He was going to make sure that one didn't stay in play.
Tom, I think in all the years we've done games, that's probably the closest we've ever had a ball kicked out of play towards us.
I would have to agree with you. Maybe we better start bringing the fishing net, huh? See if we can get a souvenir up here.
Our spotter, Kelsey, up here, had her fishing net out. She was trying to get that one. Her UWM fishing net, by the way.
Well, we are at Panther Arena, so
that's right.
It's only appropriate. 2:15 left to go. This could be a very critical period here, especially for the Tropics. They do not want to allow the Wave any further advantage here. And of course, Milwaukee can maintain at least a 3-goal lead going into halftime. That would be huge for them. Pretty good team defense again tonight by the Wave, anchored by their third-year goalkeeper Josh Lemos, and we're going to have a foul called against the Tropics. Well, check that against Milwaukee. Yeah, it's going to be Drew Wiedebach, the former Milwaukee Panther out of Mequon, Wisconsin, Homestead High School. There you get a look at Drew. This is his first appearance of the season. So Drew gets on the board with a foul. Oh man, they had Arriaga at the far post, but fortunately for the Wave, he could not convert on that one. Here's Pereira over to Ian Bennett. Ian with the hat trick already so far. Fires a shot in. Saved by Silva as he had the short side covered. Ball deflects out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Drew Wiedebach.
The Wave very fortunate on that last free kick as Arriaga had a wide open net at the far post. Wasn't the easiest finish. It was bouncing up on him, but any redirection on goal and that one was in.
Bradley will cut off his man and try to start it up now. Taken away by the Tropics. Shot straight on, but a nice save there by Lemos.
There's your difference right there between Josh Lemos and Hugo Silva. The ability of Lemos to corral the shot and hang on and not give up rebounds.
Tropics get it back. That was Pereira who had the shot. He's scored one of the two goals tonight. Diegas has the other, each getting their 10th of the season.
Josh Lemos in the Wave net tonight, 7-0 on the season, Tom, undefeated.
Manfoot blows by a couple of defenders, and he's going to draw a card right here. LSO is complaining, but really I don't think he's got much of a case there. Credit Manfoot, he was able to push it past one defender out high, Max Ferdinand, and now take a look.
I'm not sure what LSO's complaint was. He stuck the right arm out, corralled him around the neck, and down he goes.
Time of the penalty at 14:28 of the second quarter as LSO goes for grappling, I guess. Anyway, this will carry over into the third quarter if the Tropics do not score with the man advantage before the end of the half. Matt Clare will be on the ball for Florida.
And Tim Tima with his third blue card of the first half. That's
Timmy's got it working here.
He's got it going, huh?
Yeah, you might go a couple of games without seeing Tim Tima pull out 3 cards. Shot in, turned away. Tropics will reload.
And really the only one you could question a little bit would have been the foul on Birche.
Yeah, no doubt. The other two were very easy to pull out the card. Ian Bennett going to get called for a foul there as he was a little too aggressive going after Pereiras. 12.2 seconds left to go. Tropics on their second power play of the night. They're 0 for 1. Coming into tonight's action, they were 56% at 9 of 16. Cleared downfield by Grable. That'll do it for the first half. So good first half for that man right there, Josh Lemos, and the rest of the Milwaukee Wave as they will go to the locker room with a 3-goal advantage. Lemos looking to make it 8 straight wins on the season, and looking pretty good here so far. Stay with us, fans. We're going to be sending it down to Van McNeil momentarily for our on-field interview. But good for a first half for the Milwaukee Wave. And let's send it down to Van McNeil.
Here with head coach of your Milwaukee Wave, Giuliano Oliviero. Coach, you got to be happy with the intensity here this first half.
No, absolutely. Florida's got a good team. They're much better than the record shows. They got some great offensive pieces, and I thought our focus right from our warm-up and right from the opening kickoff's been great.
We're seeing something a little different this year in our guys, not playing both sides of the ball, intent on playing defense. I'll cite an example in Ian Bennett, who already has a hat trick tonight, playing both sides of the wall very, very well today.
Ian's a veteran of the game. You know, he's going to get his opportunities, but his commitment, it's contagious in a positive way for the rest of the team. He's been committed to getting behind the ball, and if you want to win a championship in this league, it's a key factor.
And the message to the guys coming into the second half?
Hey, it's 30 minutes, and we know Florida's a good team, so we got to stay focused.
All right, head coach of your Milwaukee Wave, that's Giuliano Oliviero, the Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital Coach's Corner. Live to NBC Chicago, this is MASL TV and your Milwaukee Wave.
Check it out. Hey, we could go down this water pond. What do you think? So beautiful.
Want some?
It's good. It's refreshing.
Advisor at northwesternmutual.com.
Shot and goal!
That was arena soccer perfection.
With an absolute golazo!
As good a goal as you can see.
That was a heat-seeking missile.
What did I get from my father? His spirit. I got his warmth, his understanding. What did I learn? His passion for helping others was for me everything I was meant to be.
While every agent's story is different, the promise is still the same. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Oh, hey, sorry I didn't see you there. Just getting ready for the 2019 Milwaukee Milkmen season. Do you not recognize me yet? Van the Milkman McNeil. And speaking of milkmen, special delivery! The 2019 Milwaukee Milkmen opening season schedule is here. Trust me, it is pro baseball that is utterly different. Family fun for everyone, from different theme nights, delicious food, tasty beverages, and more. Check out the schedule. Get your tickets now at MilwaukeeMilkmen.com.
The Ambassador, Milwaukee's landmark Art Deco hotel, is the official hotel of your Milwaukee Wave. Beautifully renovated and seamlessly appointed with every modern comfort. The Ambassador offers a bridge between the city's legendary past and its cosmopolitan present. A stay at the Ambassador is a stay at a warm, gracious home away from home, served by true ambassadors of hospitality. The Ambassador Hotel, the official hotel of your Milwaukee Wave.
This is a very exciting day in the history of the Sockers franchise and for the Major Arena Soccer League. What we're going to be doing here this morning is introducing Landon Donovan to the public. Seated to my left on the dais, we have the head coach of the San Diego Sockers, Phil Salvaggio. To Phil's left, we have the greatest U.S. soccer player, Landon Donovan, who I am now calling Sockers rookie, Landon Donovan. And to Landon's left, we have our Director of Player Personnel, Cheeky Luna. I'd also like to recognize in absentia our General Manager, Sean Bowers. Sean could not be here this morning. He felt terribly sick with a stomach virus yesterday, had to be admitted to the hospital. Trust me when I tell you, Sean was invaluable in this entire operation. His vision in leading this from concept to reality and his negotiating. We would not be here if not for Sean. Sean wishes desperately he could be here with you this morning, and he passes along his regards. I'd like to welcome to the stage the president of the Major Arena Soccer League, Lane Davis, to offer a statement on behalf of the league.
On behalf of Major Arena Soccer League, Landon, very excited to have you play in our league. Phil and the entire San Diego Sockers organization on putting together such a fantastic partnership. Landon has been a tremendous ambassador of the sport for so many years. Our league is growing. We have 17 teams spread across 3 countries, the United States, Mexico, and Canada. And we look forward to what Landon and the Sockers organization can do for the entire MASL and bring this sport to another level. Thank you, Landon. Thank you, Sockers organization.
Well, my name is Phil Salvaggio, the head coach of the San Diego Sockers. I want to thank everybody for coming today and being part of this. This is a very special moment, not just for myself as well as the San Diego Sockers. The Sockers franchise has been around since '78. We've been an organization that's won 14 championships, and I think he's the guy to bring us to the 15th championship. And that's where we got to be at the end of this year. And with that being said, I'll say, yeah. Welcome to San Diego.
Vintage.
Thank you.
Actually, maybe not even a week ago, I received a text from a mutual friend of Craig and mine and said, would you like the opportunity or perhaps entertain the thought of playing for the Sockers? And my first thought was maybe this was a joke of some sort. But it became clear that it was a very real question. an offer. And I sat down with my wife that night and talked to her about it, and she said, you remember, I don't know if it was last year or maybe the year before, when you went out and trained with the Sockers that morning in Encinitas, you came home and you wouldn't stop talking about how much fun it was. And I said, yeah, that's true, but going out for training and playing games is a little bit different. And she said, yeah, but you came home with a smile on your face that I hadn't seen in a long time. And I said, okay, well, let's think about it. And cut to today, and here we are. So Craig, with all his humility, won't admit, but he was the one who had the crazy idea, at least initially, to make this happen. Between Sean and Phil and the rest of the ownership group, to have the courage to do something outside the box. And I'm extremely excited about the opportunity to play indoor soccer here in my new hometown. I moved here 3 years ago with my wife and my family. As I said to someone yesterday, the Sockers were the first name and brand in the soccer world that I ever knew, because Major League Soccer wasn't around. I didn't grow up watching European leagues. So we grew up 2 hours north of here in Redlands. The Sockers name I had heard of because of their tradition and their history and their legacy. So to have the opportunity to live here, to have been part of this community, soccer community, very intimately for the last year and a half via Soccer City, and to meet so many of you, to have come and watched the Sockers play, I'm really excited for the chance to get out and play. I want to make something really clear to especially my teammates here and to Phil as the coach, not the owner. I'm here to win, and this is the best team in the league. They don't need a lot, but I hope that I can provide some leadership. There are certainly a lot of things I have to learn about the game and how it works from an indoor standpoint, but I think there's a lot of crossover. Soccer is soccer, and there's a lot of crossover that can certainly, I hope, help in the locker room and then on the field as well. So I'm excited about it, and I want to be here in May with all of you celebrating number 15.
My life's special moments, they've always had one thing in common. Eyewear from Wisconsin Vision. For over 40 years, Wisconsin Vision has been keeping my world in focus. When it comes to my eyes, there's no one I trust more. Now, it's time for the next generation to learn the Wisconsin Vision tradition.
Call to schedule a $49 eye exam and ask about $100 off a complete pair, frame and lenses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
We had a vision of creating a sports medicine program from the grassroots level, from peewees to the pros. At Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, we are taking care of athletes and getting them back on the field. Over 80% of the patients that come to see us for sports-related injuries do not need surgery. That really surprises people. We can relate to our patients because many of us have been there. Athletes like to say they give 110%. Well, guess what? So do we.
And Isaac Pereira setting up Andre Hain on a run to the goal. And then Ricardo Diegues with a nice individual effort to make it 3-2 at that stage, but then Bennett responds with another goal, his third of the night off the assist from Max Ferdinand. The IMAX tandem combining for that one to make it 4-2, and then just moments later, Isaac Pereira knocks in a goal. And for Isaac, that was his 10th of the year from Ricardinho, that 9:47 of the second period. So that's where we stand, 5-2. Tom went along with Kramer. Art, some of your thoughts on the first half and maybe what we might look forward to in the second half.
Saturday night in Milwaukee, Tom, and Ian Bennett's getting an early start on the dancing. But no, I think that if you're Florida, The big question is, are you going to come out and pressure the Wave here in the second half? And if you're the Wave, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep taking the attack to the Tropics and make sure you're sound defensively in front of Josh Lemos.
Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you're following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. And the MASL and Miters share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Miters Astro Division Ball is the official game ball of MASL League play. Miters Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in arena soccer. So again, to run down the standings heading into tonight's action. In the Eastern Division, Utica 10-4, then Baltimore 7-5, Harrisburg 3-7, Mississauga 2-9. In the South Central Division of the Eastern Conference, Milwaukee 10-2, Kansas City 7-5, St. Louis 7-8, Orlando 4-5, Florida 4-9. In the Southwest Division of the Western Conference, Monterey 7-2, Rio Grande Valley 7-3, Dallas 5-6, El Paso 3-9. And in the Pacific Division, it is San Diego 12-1, Tacoma 6-6, Ontario 7-8, Turlock 1-13. Those are your standings for the Major Arena Soccer League. Remember, Florida starts this half on a power play as Lemos comes out to challenge. Shot was off the mark. Josh scrambling back to the net. This power play had about a minute and a half remaining on it as the third quarter started. Lemos able to kick that one away. So big chance for Florida here to try to cut the deficit to 2. Oh, shot by Braithwaite, saved Lemos. Now rebound back on the far side. And unfortunately for Milwaukee, Lemos is down.
Here we go again.
Holding his back.
Beautiful save that time by Lemos as he parried that ball over the top with his right hand. It looks like he did something to his hip on the left side.
Josh, of course, just coming off the injured list a couple of games ago. There's the great save right there. He might have landed right on his tailbone. And he was able to get up at first. But you can.
He knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
As he moved from right back to left.
What
more
a stop
time.
on Braithwaite,
Tom,
though.
right on that tailbone.
Now, Milwaukee does not have another goalkeeper dressed for this game, so.
Probably Ricardinho
or Chino. Chino had to fill in for Lemos when he got injured initially up in Mississauga in a game last month. And actually had to play like the last quarter and a half.
Watching the replay 2 times there, I'd be surprised if Lemos stays in this game.
He landed hard.
Yeah, he did.
No question about that.
You saw he went to his right, shuffled to his right, and then when he shuffled back to his left, he knew there was something wrong.
Well, no doubt this would be a tough blow for Josh and the Milwaukee Wave.
At the very least, you're going to be talking about a bad bruise. Watch once again, bam, right there on that left side.
Yeah, that looked painful just watching it on the video.
And he's talking to referee Ryan Sigich.
They still check him out there down near the goal to the left as we look at it.
I was getting a kick out of watching Luan Salas Oliveira in the penalty box. He tried to stand up and watch the play, but they make you sit down when you're in the penalty box, and the third and fourth official are in that penalty box with him, and they told him to sit back down. Now they're allowing him to keep loose and warm up, as we saw there.
Well, I think Josh is trying to plead his case to stay in the game here. And again, Milwaukee without another formal goalkeeper suited up, but I would think they'd try and keep him in there if at all possible. You see him talking with Matt Clare now from the Tropics. Josh is a tough customer. We've seen him in the 2+ seasons. He's been goalkeeping for the Wave. He has put his body through some through some tough collisions and tough bounces, that's for sure.
Free kick here for Florida. If you're Florida, you want to get a shot on goal as quickly as possible. Let's test this guy's reflexes to see where he's at. And see right there, inexperience there, passing it all the way back. Take a direct shot there and see if you can put one on goal.
Tropics still with 30 seconds to go on the power play. Now Claire with a touch across. Pereiras, he's running the point. Ruiz works it across. And now Chino with it. Chino trying to blow up field on a shorthand bid and checked into the boards, but they play on. Ruiz will go to the corner, try to get it back. Bennett broke it up. Ian thought he was obstructed a bit getting to the ball. Anyway, the Wave is able to kill off the power play ahead to Bennett. Ian coming in with Santos, lays it up for Santos, shot and a goal! Oh, beautiful look by Bennett to Santos. What a great run by Jonathan. And a big goal for Milwaukee. They lead it 6-2.
As a 50-goal scorer, the goalkeeper's got to respect that you may shoot. And that time, Bennett waited nicely and found Santos at the far post. See it once again, a beautiful touch pass that time by Bennett, perfectly weighted. Saw Pereiras slow to get back, and they get countered. Their power play team gets countered. But Tom, let's go back again. You've got 35, 40 seconds left in the power play when the other team's keeper gets hurt. Lemos gets hurt. They don't get one shot on Lemos in that 35 seconds and give up a goal going the other way. At the very least, off that free kick, you got to test him and see where his reflexes are at.
Well, crowd of nearly 4,000. Seeing the Wave jump out to a 4-goal lead now. 6-2. How about Santos getting those 34-year-old lugs moving there on the far wing? But, oh, beautiful ball by Bennett across to set him up. And
good ball by LSO coming out of the penalty box to start that attack as well.
This obviously could be a significant turning point in the game because Wade was able to kill off the Florida power play that could have drawn the Tropics back within 2 had they been successful, and then turn around and score immediately after killing off that penalty to get a 4-goal lead. Now Ruggles coming back. Drew thought about shooting it, tried to lay it off for Pereira, broken up, but Bradley gets it back.
No, it's really a killer because, you know, you're sitting here going, okay, they don't have a second-string goalie. This guy, it took him how long to get up, Tom? I mean, he was down for 2-3 minutes, right? And you don't get a shot on him in the next 35 seconds?
Yeah, especially with the power play. That's Pereira trying to get top of the circle and cut off on the play. Tropics will move it out. Claire dispossessed. Wiedebach coming through, but a nice sliding effort by Silva to break it up. Now LSO gets it back for Wiedebach, trying to play it off the end board, but cleared out, and here comes Pereiras the other way. He's got pretty good speed with LSO chasing. Lays it off Braithwaite with a shot that's high above the frame. And nice job by Pereira to win it from Manfoot, who was coming off the bench. Rico took it away, but Wiedebach going to get called for a foul. Milwaukee. You know, we talked about Andrew Wiedebach making his season debut for the Wave here tonight. Andrew, the veteran out of Mequon, Wisconsin, and UW Milwaukee, and I believe Tim Tima pull out the yellow card on Wiedebach.
Too much verbal after the foul, and we saw the replay. I mean, that's a foul.
Okay.
I'm
I would agree.
Sure
I would agree.
What the argument is there.
Well, again, Drew hasn't had much of a chance to get out on the field for real action. He might be a little wound up, but
I mean, I think when they watch the video of the game and they see it, they've got to look at it and say, okay, he made the right call.
Yeah, I would agree. Drew, one of 3 Wisconsin natives playing for the Wave. Of course, that includes the injured veteran and captain of the team, Tenzin Rampa, who got hurt in the first quarter of the first game on a Wave goal celebration. But he's from Madison. Of course, you got Stuart Grable from Neenah, and you got Drew Wiedebach from Mequon. So the Badgers stayed pretty well represented among the current Wave roster. Lemos serves the midfield. Birche will break it up. Nice job by Ricardinho and Bennett to come through. Sliding effort by Orico. And eventually we're going to have a foul call against the Tropics. I'll tell you, the guys flying all over the place right now. Ryan Sigich, Tim Tima going to have their work cut out for them here to keep things under control, but they are certainly two of the best officials in this league. Hans Dennison. Hans, the Dutch native, now in his 4th season with the Wave. Will turn 35 next month. He's been an excellent player for the Wave when they put him out there, that's for sure. As I mentioned, Hans playing in just his 2nd game of the year. This is his 42nd regular season appearance for Milwaukee in his career. He's also been in 8 playoff games, 10 goals regular season, 3 in the postseason. Ruggles to Vandegrift, shot the goal! Great look from Ruggles and a nice run by Vandegrift, and Chad doing the dance as he scores to make it 7-2.
Very good patience that time by the Wave. Good combination play that results in Vandegrift. You see him right there, number 3. Finishing off a nice pass by Ruggles at the far post. See number 99, Matt Clare, ball watching, slow to get back and find Vandegrift defensively. Left his goalkeeper, Hugo Silva, out to dry.
Chad gets his 2nd goal of the season. Also has 4 assists for 6 points. And Drew Ruggles picks up the assist. That's 5th of the year for Drew. Also has 9 goals for a total of 14 points. And the Wave now with a 5-goal advantage.
Everything was great about that play by the Wave except for the dance by Vandegrift. He's got to work on that one. Not sure Ian's going to want to hang out with Chad tonight if he's going to dance like that.
Chad scoring his 7th goal all time for the Wave in 41 regular season appearances. 29-year-old out of St. Louis. Well, Lark Kramer's also a St. Louis native, so he knows what he's talking about when he's doing his dance critique. Shot blocked and after a nice move there by Max Toulouse. But Toulouse looked like he had a great chance to crack one there. And again, Milwaukee's defense rising to the occasion. Now Arriaga on a run to the far corner. Double teamed by Pereira and Chino. And Chino comes out of there. Fine work again by Chino. But he got a little bit too much of Matt Clare, who was coming back to help out. You see Chino's disappointment there. Boy, great work, though, down in the corner. I'll tell you one thing about this guy, Art. He really has given the Wave an engine at midfield these last couple of seasons.
You look at guys like Chino, Isaac Pereira, guys that have played big-time roles this season offensively for the Wave with all the injuries they've had.
Pereira's tripped on the play. It might be Arico getting called for the foul. Now delay a game warning being issued by Ryan Sigich. You got to look at Anthony Arico, who began his indoor career with the Wave. Now in his 3rd season with the Tropics. One of the Tropics originals. Florida entering the league prior to the 2016-17 season. So Milwaukee leading by 5, but still plenty of time to go in this contest. Barely midway through the 3rd period. Grable centering, Max trying to backheel for Ian Bennett that was intercepted that time. Arico trying to come out of it, but the Wave recovers. Chino with it. Chino coming forward. He'll find Ian as he tries to lay it off the inboard. But Birche is there for Florida. Comes out to Ruggles. Drew overruns it for a moment. He reloads on the play after Diggs gave him a little bump down. Santos now will back it up in his defensive half. Milwaukee trying to go to 11-2. Currently with the second best record in the league beside the San Diego Sockers at 12-1. Good week for the Sockers with back-to-back wins at Ontario and Turlock.
But speaking of the Sockers, Tom, the big game coming up next Saturday night, 7:35.
I believe that's actually Friday night, Art, in San Diego with the Sockers hosting the Tacoma Stars on Friday the 15th, and then they will do it again in Tacoma on the 17th. Landon Donovan making his MASL debut. Here comes Bennett with a left foot shot, partially blocked, and into the arms of Silva. But you got to believe Pechanga Arena in San Diego is going to be rocking for that. And, it looks like the rich are getting richer. The Sockers, very arguably, the best team in the league, along with the Wave, and being able to pick up a Landon Donovan for the stretch run.
I'm looking forward to watching that game. That's going to be fun. Got a lot of doubters around the league. Some of the fans not believing that Lando is going to be able to come out and do the business.
All right, we're going to take a break. 7:06 left to go here in the third quarter. It's Milwaukee 7, Florida 2. This is Wave Soccer on MASL.TV.
My life's special moments? They've always had one thing in common. Eyewear from Wisconsin Vision. For over 40 years, Wisconsin Vision has been keeping my world in focus. When it comes to my eyes, there's no one I trust more. Now, it's time for the next generation to learn the Wisconsin Vision tradition.
Call to schedule a $49 eye exam and ask about $100 off a complete pair, frame and lenses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
The Ambassador, Milwaukee's landmark Art Deco hotel, is the official hotel of your Milwaukee Wave. Beautifully renovated and seamlessly appointed with every modern comfort. The Ambassador offers a bridge between the city's legendary past and its cosmopolitan present. A stay at the Ambassador is a stay at a warm, gracious home away from home, served by true ambassadors of hospitality. The Ambassador Hotel, the official hotel of your Milwaukee Wave.
Oh, hey, sorry I didn't see you there. Just getting ready for the 2019 Milwaukee Milkmen season. Do you not recognize me yet? Van the Milkman McNeil. And speaking of milkmen, special delivery! The 2019 Milwaukee Milkmen opening season schedule is here. Trust me, it is pro baseball that is utterly different. Family fun for everyone, from different theme nights, delicious food, tasty beverages, and more. Check out the schedule. Get your tickets now at MilwaukeeMilkmen.com.
So Milwaukee now with a 5-goal lead, 7-2 with 7:06 left remaining in the third quarter. And it's getting to be crunch time for the Florida Tropics.
Skating away, Tom. See those people out there skating? Jethro Tull skating away. That's thin ice. No thin ice out there these days, though.
Oh. Well, not on that particular rink. Wave going left to right as we look at the action is Max Ferdinand working on Antonio Manfoot. Max trying to get around him, now cuts it back. Sets it up with Ruggles. Bennett with a shot that's blocked top of the box. Good step up that time by Pereira's to make the block. Lemos finds Ruggles, trying to come 4-on-3. Now Dennison moves it across. Bennett, oh, shot just wide. Well, great work there. Dennison back to Bennett. And his sidewinder just off the mark. Ruggles keeps it alive. Bennett again with a shot. And that one stopped by Silva. We have a blue card coming out, and I think it might be for Victor Pereira's.
Ryan Sigich, the MASL head of officials, going to call that Pereira's came out with a straight foot.
Now Antonio Manfoot.
Actually, yeah, it was Manfoot. It was the previous foul.
The previous sequence.
Yep.
So, Manfoot will go to the box at 8:44. Probably for bad hair.
No, it's not bad hair. It's not bad hair. You and I would pay some money to have that nowadays.
For the volume
Tom.
of hair, I have to agree with you. For the volume of hair, yes. I will say that. They slide it around. Ricardinho tried to jam it through short side. Silva able to cover up. Wave on the power play second time tonight. They are 1 for 1 and 9 for 20 on the year. They've been a lot more efficient on the power play as of late. Again, Tropics one of the better penalty killing teams in the league at 71% coming in. They had stopped 17 of 24. Silva chips to midfield. LSO is there for the wave, and now Ferdinand will back it up for Lemos. LSO out there with Ruggles, Ricardinho, and the IMAX tandem of Ian Bennett and Max Ferdinand. Reyes, Talou, Arico, and Arriaga, the penalty killers for Coach Clay Roberts of the Florida Tropics. Arico doing a good job to use up some time there, but the ball pops free. Bennett with a shot! And Silva right there to make the stop. Ian Bennett racking up a lot of shot attempts here in the last couple of minutes. Arriaga with it now as the ball will get launched downfield. Bennett runs onto it, but it's going to bounce to Ruiz. Ricardinho able to gain back the possession to LSO. Just 33 seconds on the man advantage for Milwaukee. Power play goal here for the Wave. Really put the hammer down on the Tropics right now. Tropics stop them. They've still got time to generate some momentum as Bennett's shot swings around the glass. Ferdinand with it the last 10 seconds. Pass is broken up. Talou with it. And it looks like the Tropics are going to kill this one off. Now, if you want to call it a really desperation penalty kill time for the Tropics, this might have been it. But now Milwaukee gets it back. Ricardinho drives one across to Bennett. That one just missing the connection as Arriaga was also there defensively for Florida. But that was almost a penalty Florida had to kill at this stage, Art, to stay in it.
No question about it. 7-2. The route would have been on. I'm not sure the route's not on anyway here, but they needed to kill that, as you said.
Chino for Ruggles near side. Talked about the Wave hitting the road for 5 straight before returning here to the friendly confines of Panther Arena. Chino rolls one in. Milwaukee's next home match will be on Saturday, March 9th against the Orlando Seawolves. Saturday afternoon. That's a 1 o'clock Central Time start as the shot in is stopped by Lemos. Well, Josh appears like he can hang in there after getting shaken up earlier in this period. Oh, good step up there by Chino to break up the drive to the goal by Diegas. Now Silva, pass intercepted by Grable. Stewart comes in with a shot, that one high. Dennison with a rebound. Dennison coming in. Had it deflected away from behind. Good job by Perche to track back and stop Hans Dennison from converting there. Wave actually will play 5 of its last 6 in the regular season here in Milwaukee. But the game on March 9th at 1:05 Central Time against the Orlando Seawolves, which has one of the 2 victories over the Wave this year, beating Milwaukee a couple of weeks ago down in Orlando. That'll be first of 2 appearances by the Seawolves here in Milwaukee this year. Call the Wave office for tickets for that game or any of the other remaining games on the Wave schedule. 414-224-WAVE. You can also order online at MilwaukeeWave.com.
And the Wave, I'm sorry, Tom, the Ambush have increased their lead over Kansas City, 5-2. Lucas Almeida and Stefan St. Louis
St. Louis scored a couple of key goals for the Ambush since going back to his old stomping grounds there. Second tour of duty with the Ambush. St. Louis, a former member of the Milwaukee Wave. And as I've always said, Art, a guy destined to play in St. Louis, since that's how he spells his last name. Even Stan the Man Musial, I have to admit, that's pretty appropriate.
Yeah, you got kids coming to the game and saying, how come he's got the city name on the back of his jersey? Nobody else does.
Tropics, one of their more extended possessions here in the third period, but broken up by Pereira. Nice play there by Rico to take it away. And as Diegues tried to knock it back, it deflected into the Florida bench.
Two bad decisions there by Diegues. First one was the pass off the boards, and then he hit the boards with his left hand. Never hit the boards, Tom. It's recipe for disaster.
See him having a few words with Drew Ruggles there. Diegues looks like he's a bit wound up.
I kicked the board once and learned my lesson. 2 broken toes.
Yeah, that'll give you a sharp learning curve for sure. Berchet able to get it up for Mac Claire. Now looking to spring Braithwaite ahead, broken up. Bennett comes back. Bennett with a bomb. Knocked down. Ruggles keeps it alive. Now Max back for Ian and cleared off the line. Nice play there by Arriaga. Braithwaite trying to get back with Vandergriff chasing. Comes up to Claire. Bouncing shot is off the frame. And the Tropics a bit unlucky that time.
Seeing some end-to-end action here in the last couple minutes. As you said, a nice save off the line by Arriaga, and then a good chance the other way for the Tropics.
Lemos to Ferdinand. Max tried to play in the space for Ricardinho. Silva initially got there. Vandergriff also got a foot to it. Grable will hustle back and find Bennett. Still time for Milwaukee as we come down to the final seconds of the third quarter.
10 seconds.
Now Chino load one up that's up out of play. 3.8 seconds left to go. I'll tell you, these last 2 periods have been some impressive pace going up and down the field for both teams.
Well, the guy who's been impressive here as of late has been number 3, Chad Vandergriff for the Wave. He has really picked up his game, and with Captain Tenzin Rampa being out for the season, the Wave needed that type of play from Vandergriff here, and he's delivered.
No question, not to mention Wave without Marcio Leite and Guillermo Vega as well on the defensive back line. So Chad has definitely come to the forefront. There you get a look at Chad Vandergriff as the third period comes to an end. Vandergriff with a key goal in that third period for Milwaukee. And it's the Wave by 5 as we go to the fourth. This is Wave Soccer and MASL.TV.
My life's special moments, they've always had one thing in common. Eyewear from Wisconsin Vision. For over 40 years, Wisconsin Vision has been keeping my world in focus. When it comes to my eyes, there's no one I trust more. Now, it's time for the next generation to learn the Wisconsin Vision tradition.
Call to schedule a $49 eye exam and ask about $100 off a complete pair, frame and lenses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
The Ambassador, Milwaukee's landmark Art Deco hotel, is the official hotel of your Milwaukee Wave. Beautifully renovated and seamlessly appointed with every modern comfort. The Ambassador offers a bridge between the city's legendary past and its cosmopolitan present. A stay at the Ambassador is a stay at a warm, gracious home away from home, served by true ambassadors of hospitality. The Ambassador Hotel, the official hotel of your Milwaukee Wave. Oh, hey, sorry I didn't see you there. Just getting ready for the 2019 Milwaukee Milkmen season. Do you not recognize me yet? Van the Milkman McNeil. And speaking of milkmen, special delivery! The 2019 Milwaukee Milkmen opening season schedule is here. Trust me, it is pro baseball that is utterly different. Family fun for everyone, from different theme nights, delicious food, tasty beverages, and more. Check out the schedule. Get your tickets now at MilwaukeeMilkmen.com.
What did I get from my father? His spirit. I got his warmth, his understanding. What did I learn? His passion for helping others was for me everything I was meant to be.
While every agent's story is different, the promise is still the same. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Game from the home side, maybe not so much for the Tropics thus far as they trail it by 5, but still 15 minutes left. And if you've seen any amount of indoor soccer, you know that things can change quickly in this sport. Talking about the rest of the league, Art, some big matchups this weekend. Of course, we've been highlighting tonight's game in St. Louis with the Comets and the Ambush. Right now, St. Louis 5-2 was the last score we had. But another big one tomorrow in Baltimore is part of the schedule. The Blast will be hosting the Harrisburg Heats, and Pat Healy coming back to town to face his former team as coach of the Harrisburg Heat.
Yeah, big game for both teams. And, you know, a lot of people have talked about the injuries the Blast have suffered, but you can't discount the loss of Pat Healy from that team, the multi-award Defender of the Year award winner. And, I mean, he's really was an extension of Danny Kelly on the field, extension of the coach. And so don't underestimate how much the loss of Pat Healy has hurt that team. It's funny, you look at teams, you don't realize how certain players can impact a team until they're gone. Pat Healy we'll still see. I mean, the verdict's still out on that, but you look at Kansas City. Since they've lost Vahid Asadpour, what a difference in that team. I mean, he was really the straw that stirred the drink there.
Yeah, I would agree. One of the iconic players in Blast history, of course, is father Kevin, longtime general manager of the Blast, and he's now a part owner and executive with the Harrisburg Heat. Heat, after a slow start, have won their last two, and again, they are still very much alive in the playoff race if they beat the Blast tomorrow in Baltimore. Florida with it, Tropics in the orange uniforms going left to right here in the fourth. Trying to turn the momentum in this contest. Wave has scored the last four. Last goal scored by the Tropics was Ricardo Dieguez in the second period. That made it 3-2 at the time. Since then, Wave has had goals from Bennett, Pereira, Santos, and Vandergrift, the latter two in the third period, to push the lead up to 5. Wave trying to make it 3 straight over the Tropics this year and 4 straight all-time, which includes 1 single game from last season, which was also played here in Milwaukee. Tropics again without their leading scorer, Guilherme, out with leg injury the last several games. But they have some capable firepower on this team. Wave, it should be noted, definitely has some of their key players out. Robert Renault, he's still out with an ankle injury. I talked with Robert before the game. He's hopeful he can get back in there for the game in Kansas City next weekend. Marcio Leite still nursing a leg injury, which occurred in the first minute of the game 2 weeks ago. So Marcio, in essence, missing 3 full games for the Wave. He's optimistic he can get back in there for the start of that 5-game road swing in Kansas City. And then Guilherme Vega, I don't know what Guilherme's status is, but another key defender if the Wave can get him back in the lineup.
Talked about it last week that with all the injuries the Wave has had this season, this probably is the best job that Giuliano Oliviero and Marcelo Fontana have done as a coaching staff. I mean, they really haven't missed a beat. And look at some of the other teams, Baltimore, with the injuries and how they've suffered. The Wave continues to roll on.
Max Ferdinand able to track that one down at midfield, but eventually Tropics get it back. Well, you got to give a lot of credit to Giuliano and Marcelo for sure, and the coaching staff, and of course General Manager Dan Kinsey, who helped construct this team over the last few seasons.
No, that's a great point. Dan Kinsey, right, the general manager who's in charge of the personnel, and there was a couple years ago where he got rid of some guys that were pretty close to Giuliano. Wasn't an easy decision.
LSO, Isaac, turning, shot, oh, just wide. Had Silva down and out, but could not steer it into the goal.
Remember, Giuliano was a longtime player for the Wave, a standout player, along with Marcelo Fontana, won a number of championships with the Wave, and they had to make that transition from player to coach.
Manfoot, oh, what a shot there, Antonio Manfoot. And Tropics back within 4, 7-3. That's a big-time conversion there from that young man, Antonio Manfoot.
Well, Manfoot gives Florida some reason to believe they still got a shot, as that shot just beats Lemos to the far post. Good first touch that time by number 2, Antonio Manfoot. Took it off the right thigh. Very nice touch.
Regardless of what you think about his hairstyle, that was a heck of a play there, and he is a heck of a player. Acquired earlier in the season from St. Louis, and looks like he's made the transition to Florida pretty well. Now Drew Wiedebach coming down the middle, lays it off far side, and a shot at a goal! Andre Hain! Well, what a finish there, and Drew Wiedebach will pick up the assist, so the Wave comes right back to reclaim the 5-goal advantage at 8-3.
Big answer that time by the big man, Andre Hain, and he made a nice first touch to put it down, and then a volley that beats Silva to the far post.
Second of the night for Andre, and his 4th of the season. Drew Wiedebach will pick up his first point of the season.
Saw Dieguez, number 9, just bounce off of Andre Hain, which created a little separation, just enough for Hain to find the back of the net. Dieguez looking over at head referee Ryan Siggett saying, come on, man, where's the foul call?
Well, big conversion for sure. Andre Hain, they said his 2nd of the game, 4th of the year, and Wiedebach with the assist. Drew leading the counterattack upfield and was able to get it over to the big guy. As you said, our excellent first touch by Hain to control that and convert on the shot. Now here's Silva, the goalkeeper, coming forward. Of course, in the 4th quarter this year, goalkeepers can possess the ball on their attacking half of the field. There was never any limit prior to this season. But now this year, you can't do it for the first 3 quarters, only in the 4th. That's how Silva managed to score a goal against the Wave last time these teams met down in Florida a few weeks back. And that really kind of changed the momentum of the game at the time. He scored on that bomb.
Yeah, that 4th quarter was a wild one. I was kind of watching on and off, and every time I came back in the living room, there was like 2 more goals scored.
Yeah, it was scramble time for the Wave at the end, as Tropics had all the momentum with the 6th attacker. Oh, shot just missing. Bennett off the end board looking for Vandergriff. Boy, Rui is back on the other side. Probably couldn't believe that ball didn't stick in the goal. Yeah, and as I recall, the final seconds of that game, Tropics still had a good chance to get the tying goal. Somebody came up on the ball and full force hammered a shot from out near the top of the arc, and Chino came through with a huge block from Milwaukee to preserve that victory. Tropics have been a pretty good organization since coming into the league. They're an umbrella team for a couple other clubs that they sponsor. And, they've had pretty good support down there, Art. I think good fan base. Excellent broadcast team led by Brian Ackley, one of your old buddies from the days in Buffalo. And good, solid organization. Clay Roberts has done a pretty nice job. They're not that far from being a contending team in this league.
Yeah, Brian used to do some work in Buffalo. Smart man, huh? Relocated to Florida.
He made the right call on that one. Gotta say.
A lot of Buffalo people consider it every year, every winter.
A lot. Extra attacker on now for the Tropics as they have pulled their goalkeeper, Hugo Silva. Santos battling with his own goalkeeper, Josh Lemos, that time as the Wave tries to clear. Dieguez in the middle, chipped one up and over. And a nice job by Pereira to run up and head that back to his keeper.
Santos is like, hey, I'm on your team, bud.
I think the boys will get a good chuckle on the film review of that one.
Yeah, speaking of Buffalo, Tom, when I played there in 83 and 93, and I'm like, man, why did the bar stay up until 4 in the morning? And then after being in Buffalo for a couple weeks, I'm like, I understand now.
All right, we're going to take a break. 7.5 to go. It's Milwaukee 8, Florida 3. This is Wave Soccer on MASL.TV.
Check it out. Hey, we could go down this water pond. What do you think? So beautiful.
You want some?
It's good. It's refreshing.
NorthwesternMutual.com.
Check it out. Hey, we could go down this water pond. What do you think? So beautiful.
You want some?
It's good. It's refreshing.
NorthwesternMutual.com.
Check it out.
All right, there's the extra attacker for the Tropics, as once again they have gone in favor of the sixth attacker instead of the goalkeeper, Hugo Silva. Another outstanding all-around team effort tonight by the Wave. This Tropics have really been coming at them all night long.
Just thinking back to that Ricardinho marshmallow eating contest there. Why can't the Brazilians do anything on their own? They always have to have like 3 or 4 guys behind them. All his buddies, right? Here, Ricardinho, this is how you do it, man. Vaminos, vaminos.
That's the synergy of the accomplishment, I guess. That'll stay with the Tropics. Perche will play it back in. This game was tied at 1 at the end of the first period. Wave then took a 5-2 lead into the locker room at halftime. Made it 7-2 coming here to the fourth. Tropics did get a goal back, but the Wave immediately responded 18 seconds later to go up 8-3. Now Bennett trying to get around the 6th attacker, but a nice play there to shut him down. Bennett was looking for his 4th goal of the contest.
Victor Pereiras.
Oh, it was a good stop there by Pereiras to shut off Bennett. Ian, normally, if you give him any whiff of an open net, he's going to find a way to get that ball in there. Toulouse will back it up for Pereiras. Now Braithwaite, oh, nice move there. Beautiful move by Braithwaite as he let the defender step past the ball before gathering it in. Check this out again. LSO,
yeah,
trying to defend on the play, but
that was LSO. You're right, that just overran it, but you're right. A nice touch by Andre, the big fella, converts there.
So Braithwaite with the goal at 9:22 to keep the Tropics' hopes alive. Braithwaite, who started the year in Utica City, gets his first of the night and his 5th in 5 games for the Tropics, so he's been pretty productive. Both he and Manfoot joined the Tropics at the same time a few weeks ago, and I think they're both averaging a goal a game for the Tropics, so they've done their part since coming over, at least offensively. Pereira.
And you see both Braithwaite and Manfoot, as you said, coming over in trades. It's like, can you get their name on the back of the jersey at some point, right?
They've been here for a while now. Braithwaite, that was his 6th goal overall this season.
Got to be somebody in Florida that can put that name on the back. It's just white lettering.
Milwaukee, once again, defending against the 6th attack from the Tropics. And the Tropics put together a very impressive 6th attack the last time these teams met down in Lakeland. So they've got one SAG to their credit here tonight. Oh, and Lemos has to come up with a big stop there to stop Diegas right in the middle. Wow. Big save by Lemos to deny Diegas, who was looking to jam it in from the middle of the box. Unfortunately, Andre Hain now on the turf for the Wave. Boy, Andre, another guy who's battled injury problems the last couple of seasons, and he looks to be in some intense discomfort here. And you can see why.
It's becoming a common theme here in this building, Tom, the last 3 games.
Wow, that was painful even from way up here.
Talk about the Tropics 6 attacker. Not surprising that they're very effective. They've got a very skillful team. You watch this game tonight, and really, if you're Clay Roberts, defensively, is where you've got to really try to make some improvements.
Boy, I'll tell you, that angle doesn't make it seem any less.
No, it makes it seem worse because it was his shin. It was more his shin.
Boy, Andre, I'll tell you, that all kudos for him being able to get up after that one. There is no way you can know the pain of that injury if you have never suffered it. Although I guess probably most of the male population probably has if they've been involved in athletics at one time or another. All right, Wave will put it back in. Still leading by 4 with 4:10 left to go. Remember, Milwaukee on the road for 5 in a row, starting with Saturday night's game in Kansas City. Join Nick Vasos and Jim Schwab for the broadcast of that one down in Independence, Saturday, February 16th at 7:05 on MASL.TV. And then Milwaukee will go to Baltimore on the 22nd, Harrisburg the 23rd, Orlando on March 1st, before returning here on March 9th against the Seawolves. They'll also stop off at St. Louis on Sunday, March 3rd to wrap up that 5-game road swing. Wave hosting Orlando in their next home game, Saturday, March 9th, 1:05 p.m. Central Time. Call the Wave office for tickets, 414-224-WAVE. You can also order online at MilwaukeeWave.com. And that should be a pretty spirited match against the expansion Seawolves, who definitely could be in the mix for playoff contention. Again, top 2 teams in each of the league's 4 divisions will qualify for the postseason. Seawolves starting 4-5, including a victory over the Wave a few weeks ago in Orlando. And hard to believe, Art, but by the time the next homestand begins here, we'll be just a couple of months from baseball season. Well, 1 month from MLB season, but 2 months from the American Association season, which will feature the Milwaukee Milkmen. And to order tickets and info on the Milkmen, we'll be playing at Routine Field in beautiful Franklin, Wisconsin at the Rock Sports Complex. Go to MilwaukeeMilkmen.com. Look forward to seeing you out at the ballpark this year for a few of those games. Here's Bennett walking in. Oh, Ian trying to put a postage stamp there, but just missed on the attempt.
Yeah, I'll definitely make some games with you, Tom. Can't promise you I'm going to be drinking milk out there.
No, I don't think that's a requirement.
In St. Louis, Ambush hanging on 7-6 against the Comets midway through the 4th.
Boy, that one going right down to the wire. Ambush have had a couple of close victories over the Comets. One in KC, one in St. Louis. Kansas City desperately trying to come back in that one and win their 4th straight.
And it's getting to the point of the year where you'd almost have to say that's a must-win for St. Louis. They would fall 4 games behind the Comets in the loss column if they dropped this one.
Yeah, I would agree. Chino looking for Bennett. 6th attacker trying to chase and was able to hustle. Boy, great job by Pereira. Skilver and blocked that shot by Bennett. Ian looked like he was going to have a clear lane to knock that one in. Great hustle by Pereira that time. Kind of interesting how they're putting Silva back in with only a minute to go. He's been coming in and out on the different possessions, but at this stage, I'm not sure this is going to make a big difference. Alex Bradley to Bennett. Ian, spinning volley in the middle, but could not redirect in.
Hey, can you shoot it any harder, Alex? Tough redirection that time.
That would have been a highlight reel goal for sure. Be able to connect on that one.
In fairness to Bradley, he had to put it with that much pace. He was going to get it past the defender to Bennett.
Well, Alex, again, having to play a lot of time in the back arc, has done a great job. Remember, he has been a more than effective scorer up front, but when called upon to play in the back, especially with the injuries to the Wave defenders, he's done a great job back there. Consummate team guy. Tropics trying to pressure, but I think they're running out of energy here. Nice job by the Wave knocking it around here. And let's see if Milwaukee's still going to go for it. They probably can't resist, but Max Ferdinand's going to pull it out and says, that'll do it. Another great effort tonight by the Milwaukee Wave and a good battle from the Florida Tropics, but Wave is going to do it again. They win again at home, 6-1 here at Panther Arena, 11-2 overall, the second best record in the league. There's one of your stars right there, Ian Bennett. He and Josh Lemos, two big stars from Milwaukee tonight. Stick with us, fans. We're coming back to wrap it up. It's the Wave 8, Florida 4 on MASL.TV.
Hey, we could go down this water pond. What do you think? So beautiful.
You want some?
It's good. It's refreshing.
At northwesternmutual.com.
Check it out. Hey.
Milwaukee Panther Arena to wrap up a Milwaukee Wave win. But before we get going here with our player of the game, let's check out our All-State save of the game. Number 30, Josh Lemos, on fire tonight as your Milwaukee Wave walks away with a win. It's an 8-4 win against the Tropics. Shots against Josh Lemos, 12. Goals against just 4 with a save percentage of a .667. Josh Lemos and the All-State Save of the Game and the Lehman Insurance Agency. You're in good hands with Allstate. We move from our Save of the Game to our PCI hardest working player of the game. Not one, not two, the hat trick tonight for number 26, Ian Bennett.
Yeah, man, it's been a crazy week. First thing for the fallen officer, man, it's been a touching week. It's been touched. I feel so heartfelt for their family and stuff, and they do a lot for us in the city of Milwaukee. So there was no time to rest. We had to put on a good show for them, man, because they do a lot for us in the city and keep us safe.
Right, obviously a lot of mourning. We were down this week, but it's good to bring back, have some fun, and restore our great city of Milwaukee, and it's awesome that you had a great game today.
Yeah, thanks. Finally, I'm blessed, man. Finally, after the ankle injury, today was actually first time I felt like 100%, but the team, the boys, they got my back. We're looking good, we're looking sharp, we're looking ready, you know what I'm saying, Ben?
Number 26, Ian Bennett, your captain, my captain, our captain, the PCI hardest working player of the game. That's number 26, Ian Bennett. Back up to Tom and Art. Let's wrap up this broadcast, boys. This Wave win, gentlemen.
All right, thanks, Van, and once again, we will show you how the Wave was able to eventually do it here tonight. Florida actually got on the board first, but after that, the Wave took control. Ian Bennett, our PCI hardest working player of the game, would come through with a hat trick tonight. You saw his first goal. There's a second one off a nice touch from LSO. Andre Hain would chip in with a couple of goals tonight as well for Milwaukee. Ricardo Diegas got another one back for Florida, but then Bennett already had the hat trick in the first half. Isaac Pereira, and then Bennett with a nice assist to Jonathan Santos. Chad Vandergriff scoring a goal. Manfoot coming back for Florida, but then Hain would come right back to pretty much seal the deal, although Andre Braithwaite with a late goal. So, Wave with a big win here. Art Kramer, final thoughts.
Well, the Wave now go on the road for 5, and so this was a big win here tonight to try to keep pace, if you will, with San Diego, who holds that top spot in the MASL.
So, we will look forward to seeing all the rest of the fans back here, nearly 4,000 tonight, when the Wave returns on March 3rd. And otherwise, everybody take care. Remember, you can follow the Wave each and every game on MASL.TV. So for Art Kramer, Tom Wynn wishing you a good one. This has been Wave Soccer and MASL.TV.